Good evening, students. I am Mahua Ais. Today I am going to explain our important topic of biology, nutrition. At first we want to know what is nutrition. Plants make their food by the process of photosynthesis, by the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. But animals cannot make their food because they have no chlorophyll. Animals get their food from plants. Some animals eat plants directly, while some animals eat herbivores. Those animals get their food from plants either directly or indirectly. All organisms require food for survival and growth. Requirements of nutrients, mode of intake food, and its utilization in body are collectively known as nutrition. Different organisms take food in different ways. Hummingbirds suck nectars from flowers. Do you know an important activity of hummingbird? Yes, hummingbird can fly backwards. Another example is human beings use their hands to put food into their mouth and swallow their food after chewing. Next is infants of human and other animals feed upon their mother's milk by sucking them. A snake swallows their animals they prey upon without chewing them. Next is a frog captures prey with its sticky tongue. An earthworm uses its muscular pharynx to swallow its food. Another example is spider. Spider weave sticky webs in which small insects get stuck. Some aquatic animals filter tiny particles floating nearby and feed on them. Next is amoeba, an unicellular organism. What is unicellular organism? Organism made by single cell. Engulfs tiny particles of food by using pseudopodia. What is pseudopodia? A false feet. Amoeba surrounds the food by pseudopodia and then makes a food vacuole to engulf the food. In multicellular organisms like Hydra, there are numerous tentacles around their mouth. Hydra uses tentacles to surround its prey and kill them with its stinging cells. Then the food is passed inside the body cavity. Next is digestion. What is digestion? After taking a food, food is digested and then it is passed to the different parts of the body for the growth, repair and other vital functions of the body. The food we take is primarily in the form of complex substances. Food is such complex form is not used as such by animals. Hence, they need to be first broken down into simpler soluble forms so that they can be absorbed by the cells of the body. Digestion. What is digestion? The process of breaking down of complex components of food into simpler substances is called digestion. The process of digestion is different in human, grass-eating animals, amoeba, hydra, etc. Enzymes help in breakdown to the complex molecule like carbohydrates, protein, fats, etc. into simpler molecules. Digestion is unicellular animals like amoeba is intracellular. The digestive enzymes are secreted in the food vacuoles. At first start with mouth. The food is ingested through the mouth. The mouth contains tongue, teeth and salivary glands. Teeth break the food into smaller particles. This process is called mastication. The chewed food is mixed with saliva. Saliva is watery fluid secreted by salivary glands. Saliva contains a type of enzyme called the saliva amylase, which converts starch into sugar. Next is teeth. Our teeth cut, tear and grind the food before we swallow it. There are 4 types of teeth in our mouth. Incisors. These are flat and chisel-shaped teeth. They lie in the front of the mouth. There are 8 incisor teeth, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. The incisor teeth as well as adapted for cutting and biting food items. Next is canines. These are round shaped, sharp and pointed teeth. Canines are well adapted to hold and tear the food. There are 4 canine teeth found in human. premolars. There are two premolars on each side of each jaw. Premolars help in crushing and grinding the food. There are total 8 premolars in adult human. Next is molars. There are 2 molars on both sides in both the jaws. They have almost flat surface with small projection. These teeth are meant for fine grinding of food. There are 1 molar teeth, including the wisdom teeth in an adult human. The 4 molar teeth, also called wisdom teeth. Wisdom teeth usually grow between the age of 18 to 21. The tooth is covered a white substance called enamel. It is hardest part of the human body. Next is tongue. The tongue is muscular organ. Tongue helps to mix saliva in the food. It also helps to push the food down to the food pipe or the esophagus. Taste receptors are present in the tongue and give us the sense to taste. Next is esophagus. It is a tube-like structure containing the mouth and the stomach. It is about 30 cm long. Esophagus has powerful muscles that gently push the food down the stomach. The esophagus contracts and relaxes in rhythmic fashion to facilitate the forward movement of food. The movement it happens in other parts of the alimentary canal as well as called as peristalsis. No digestion takes place in the esophagus. Next is stomach. It is the muscular J-shaped thick-walled bag. Stomach is the widest part of the alimentary canal. Receive food at one end from food pipe and open into the small intestine from other end. Stomach churns the food to mix digestive juices. The food in the stomach is churned into semi-solid. The churned semi-solid food is called chyme. Gastric juice is secreted from the wall of stomach and mixed with food. Gastric juice contains some enzymes and HCl or hydrochloric acid. Next is small intestine. The food leaves the stomach at certain intervals of time and enters into the small intestine. Small intestine is the longest part of the digestive system. It is about 20 feet or 7 meters long and adult human. Small intestine is a highly coiled tube. It consists 3 parts of duodenum. 3 parts: duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Next is large intestine. The digested food enters into the large intestine after small intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length. Now is digestion in grass-eating animals. Ruminants, none of the animals can digest cellulose, which is a major component of food eaten by herbivores. The plant-eating animal digests their food in 2 steps. Their stomach is divided into 2 chambers: the rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. First of half chewed food is swallowed and it then goes from mouth to the rumen, the first chamber of the stomach. Here it is acted upon by bacteria. This microorganism digests the cellulose. This half-digested food goes to the second muscular chamber, to the reticulum. From the reticulum, the food is sent back to the mouth as curd to be chewed again. Chewing of curd is called rumination, and such animals are called ruminating animals or ruminants. After digestion and absorption, nutrition from food are taken to the cell in all parts of the body. The cell oxidizes the food to release energy. That is enough for today. Thank you.